My name is Rita Lourenzo, and I'm a Logistics and Compliance Manager for Xerox International Partners. And at our company here, we are a very heavy importer. If you're importing items that came via ocean, then there's a whole security protocol now that is required to file with the government even 48 hours before it ships from offshore. So the ISF, or the import security filing, is absolutely paramount to be, one, in compliance, and two, maintain your documentation and prove that you filed appropriately, because to do otherwise will mean heavy, heavy fines and penalties in the end if there was some sort of infraction. Quite simply, space and time. But the other thing that's an issue with all these multitudes of documents is really, at a minimum, you should keep the documentation for 5 years. It could even be longer, because until an entry is liquidated with the government, you're not out of the clear. So now you're talking about a lot of documentation that is not kept next to you would have to be off-site for 5 or 7 years. So when you compounded that, it was the inefficiency of how we were touching so many touch points to these transactions. Again, in order to really look at something closely, you had to actually literally go physically get it and review. And then there's the opportunity for something to get lost or misplaced. So it was inefficient, both for our time, but also just for the long term. It just didn't make sense, and I wanted something quite a bit more secure now that there's the chance for charges to be given to a company, and so I really wanted to make sure that we were protected in the long run. Working with Chandra, he was very professional and very efficient. There was never any question on what we needed. He was always very inquisitive of what more, to make sure he understood the entire scope. So yeah, we were, again, was a surprise that we were able to get a final version exactly the way that, in fact, that we needed, and that he was able to do it in-house with the software that we had. So it was very, very efficient and very professional, and we were very happy. You know, it was a little bit like Christmas morning when you saw it, because you really didn't know what to expect. But it was like, oh, that is really a nice surprise. And so, yeah, nothing but professionalism and inefficiency. And again, the end result was the nice surprise, was the fact that we were able to achieve what we wanted in such a nice, visual, capable system that's robust enough to grow with our volumes.